Ladies and gentlemen, we move on to our next match, and it is in the men's heavyweight division. I would like to introduce you now to our first athlete. He hails from Romania and is a multiple Romanian national champion. Welcome, Lightning, Andrei Chipreanov.
Andrei Chipreanov from Romania, seasoned puller, has been pulling for quite some time, European champion. Today is his debut right here on East versus West stage, and he has a tough opponent. As you see by Andrei's arm development, it's not his first time arm wrestling. He's been doing this for years. His main weapon is the speed, and he's gonna utilize it today. Definitely 100%.
And his opponent hails from and is representing Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Australian national champion and the Oceanic regional champion. Please welcome the Anvil, Lachlan, Adair.
Ladies and gentlemen, talk about a brand all the way from the great island of Australia. Lachlan Adair, every single time that I see this human being, he looks more prepared, somehow more confident, has had amazing matches with some of the best pullers in the class. Here, all he has to do is stop the match. That's what everyone's been saying.
Oh, this is the big one. We have the whole continent of Australia waking up very early just to see this match. Anvil is for real, and he has a tough opponent from Europe in Andrei Chipreanov.
All right, Lachlan Adair, definitely a couple deep breaths, and he's on to the table, looking super aggressive. That hand super high. He's gonna grab him high and low. That pinky right there at the bottom of that wrist. Lachlan has assured me, control, stop the match at any point, and I am going to show them exactly how strong and how much my level has increased. I am joined now by the great Neil Pickup, who has been roasting downstairs. A little better up here, young man, wouldn't you agree?
It is indeed, mate, but it's about to get warm on this arm wrestling table. Do not blink. Big hit, both men. One in there for Lachlan Adair, spun out. Nothing really to show there. But the speed is the weapon for Lightning Chipreanov.
So that was a 1 foul or just a warning?
I believe we got a warning there.
Okay. So they will start one more time without the straps.
No problem.
Little warning on Lachlan, but he looked equal to that. He'd love this match to go into the strap. Chipreanov got the better of the hand control, and you can see there that Lachlan dropped that. He's looking for the strap, Trav.
No doubt. He told me earlier, listen, get connected to this guy, shut off the angles, stop the match at any point, and I can show my strength. But listen, when someone's faster than you and they get on this main stage with this big clout, big events, sometimes fast guys become even faster. That was an excellent start from the young man.
The interesting thing here is going to be whether Chipreanov can create the gap that he needs to move into, get that momentum. It's a risky strategy in some respects from Lachlan, because whilst he's tied to the guy, whilst he's tied to him and he's got that anchor point, if Chipreanov sits up and he's got an enormous amount of hand control, there's every chance that he can finish from there. It's a risky strategy. We're going to find out so much in this start now. The strap is going to be the signature, I think, throughout this match. We learn a lot right now.
Definitely Lachlan way more comfortable, kind of leaning back a little bit. Maybe now he feels a great connection with the bottom of that wrist. Looks super comfortable, his face there. Chipreanov knows he needs to fire fast. A lot of times you can gain a lot of confidence by making the guy slip underneath of you.
If I was Chipreanov, I would try to move the arm now. If he runs straight backwards, it's a world of trouble for him. You can see Lachlan just asking for that Strap to be reapplied. Once it tightened there, and that's a smart move from the Australian, showing a little bit of wool on his back, showing the experience. Quick drink for Chipreanov. He's going to have to test his mettle now. Lightning Chipreanov, known for that speed, but he's going to need to engage the arm a little bit. Sometimes you've got to move the arm, and he needs to create the gap as this strap is being applied. A little bit of palm gap in there will go a long, long way. Just ball up that thumb, create some space, try to rush into that. And that momentum may give him the purchase that he needs to take down the amble. Lachlan Adair will look to apply the back pressure, that short but powerful lever. But he needs to try and stop this match as central as he can.
Once the connection, doesn't want it too tight. We've had 3 connections, 2 of them in favor of the Romanian. The first time, taking the hand without the strap. The second time, asking the ref to reapply the strap. You only do that if you're not comfortable here. 2-0 so far, and who is more comfortable? 0-0 in the score.
Don't move. Go!
We go underway, and Lachlan Adair, massive arm strength there, and you can see he had total control, and Chipreanov gets the elbow foul, Travis. Great effort there from Lachlan, managed to put the brakes on.
Definitely, and a sigh of relief from all the people down under. That yes, in fact, the rumors are true. My man's got a great hit, great timing. However, if the man from Australia stopped the match anywhere, from the looks of that stoppage, it's going to be Lachlan Adair all day long.
Go!
It certainly looked it there, but that's better from Chipreanov. The interesting thing here, Travis, the interesting thing is that whilst that goes down to fouls and Lachlan gets the pin, it's how much of an issue that's going to create for his hand and wrist as this thing rolls on. I do think there's some benefit for Lachlan in trying to put this thing away and not allow his hand and wrist to be exposed.
One thing's for sure, how eloquent can he look and still getting the straps? He needs the strap, that's absolutely evident. If he is intelligent enough to get the feel, walk back, get the chalk, do some stretching, make sure the referee has the time to give the orders of the set grip to make it easier to then get out of the strap. A bad connection could end up with a elbow foul trying to get out of that strap easily.
You do feel like the continent of Australia, people will feel very confident now. It's not all over, however, for the Romanian. The people of Romania, you may think that they'd be breaking out a box of tissues and start crying, and then in Australia they'd be breaking out the same tissues, but for a very different reason. Not yet. No cause for celebration. Lachlan Adair's hand and wrist were a little exposed in that second start, and that could give hope to Chipreanov. If he can expose the hand and wrist, he can get some connection, get some cut, maybe he can make Lachlan work, and that will equalize that strength gap just enough for him to be able to capitalize.
And is Lachlan savvy enough that once the young man's speed and timing gets him to 10 o'clock, is he smart enough to relax, lean forward, gain control? Because any movement backwards, first of all, it puts you in a super injury-prone situation possibly here, but also gives life to the Romanian to possibly stretch him out just enough. Needs to stop it a little sooner and make sure that he's smart enough to understand the longer it goes, the more it's in his favor.
Well, there was 2 stories there. First of all, Lachlan in the first stop retained the wrist, retained the pronator really, really well. No problems there. But in that second start, it's almost like he felt that he was far stronger, maybe relaxed a little bit, and exposed his hand. He just needs to regather himself. I'm sure if he does, he can do something here. Chipreanov not happy at all on that setup. Felt like the side pressure was being applied by the amble.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you, every time you see the fast top roller trying to hit as hard, you imagine that the only gas being used is the person trying to stop them. But in fact, you can see
one thing you can say there is that Lachlan Adair exploded and his hand burst wide open.
I think Lachlan was trying to slip out and the ref kept the connection going.
I feel like that was the case. I feel like the referee there may have been going for a top roll of his own.
And thank goodness there are no style points for getting in the strap, because as strong as Lachlan looks physically, just as awkward trying to get in those straps. The Romanian's hand and wrist iron.
Well, one story of the night there also is that the guys here tonight using liquid grip. We don't have the chalk down there that we've seen here in the past. And one of the things that the people who've used that liquid grip will tell you, depending on the brand that you are using, it can be a bit of a curse as well as a blessing. It can be unbelievably sticky. And that may have helped Andrei Chipreanov there. He certainly had a killer grip on the thumb of the anvil.
Yeah, nothing worse than the game plan being to keep the connection and then realizing that you are connected to someone who is in fact a little stronger than you.
Watch that hand now. Lachlan Adair dropping the match, looking for the strap again. But I'm sure that Andrei Chipreanov will think there is a chink of daylight here. Now, will the strap change that as significantly as it did last time? I think key, really key, for Lachlan Adair is to engage and retain that pronation. He must not go palm up.
No doubt. So we've seen the last two starts. One, an uncomfortable slippage from Lachlan with a great hand and wrist control. And let's go back to the last time we said go in the strap, and an outstanding position for the Romanian. This thing is not quite over yet. We feel if he gets stopped in the right spot, Lachlan's ready to have the parade. However, he needs to make sure right now is the time to take control.
Great night so far for Australia's Lachlan Adair. The Jedi, Yannis Amelin's working in his corner there, and he's a man who's been doing a lot of work with Lachlan, trying to brush up the technique. You do feel for Lachlan. He's very isolated there over in Australia. Dominant athlete. Let's listen and see if we can get
And how
gems.
dominant is someone like Lachlan to get the matches with the likes of Irakli, Todd Hutchings? I mean, listen, sometimes your rise to fame is also a curse on how quickly you get these matches. The truth is, now is when the fourth, fifth year, that's when you really develop everything. You know every secret about arm wrestling, and you've super developed a pattern and a style. Let's see the start. Lachlan Adair needing to let this thing, don't go past 10 o'clock. That 9 o'clock getting stretched out still leaves the Romanian a shot to come out of this match victorious.
Needs to try and finish early, keep that pronation engaged. Big drive. Lachlan working, but he's got total control now. Engage the strap, low on the wrist, and he's bleeding Andrei there, and that is a comfortable win. And you do feel like that was really intelligent arm wrestling there. He was calm, he was collected. He's taken his lumps in the past, but it looked for all intents and purposes like Lachlan's really relaxed now. He's confident, and he's getting into his arm wrestling.
One of the greatest things that you can figure out in the middle of any 5-6 round super match is that you are, in fact, the stronger athlete if you have any connection. I think that the good starts we've seen are going to become fewer and far between for the Romanian. Lachlan Adair is back on his way up, and the way he gets matches, he'll be pulling Dennis or Levon next week, because that's usually the way he operates. If you have a match, he's in.
Probably the case. Already a match booked with Morozov. But right now, let's cut this guy some slack. He's arm wrestling really well. Lachlan, the Anvil Adair. He was out with this guy last night. He was quietly confident. Felt like he could come here and do a job, and he's doing that job right now. And what was nice to see for Lachlan there was that he did remain really calm. He got control of the match, and he stretched out Chipreanov. Now, that will have done quite a lot of damage to the brack. Chipreanov had ducked that shoulder, couldn't gain the height again. From this point forward, you do feel like Andrei's got to sort of throw caution to the wind and try to turn Lachlan palm up. Just blast into that wrist, blast to the side. A little bit less, well, not a little bit, a lot less back, and just flat hand, hard side.
And let's go back to the most uncomfortable and awkward that Lachlan looks at the table is when he is trying to get into the strap. Once he's connected and that strap is nice and low, all of a sudden you see the light bulb come on, the confidence in the Australian. If I'm the Romanian coach, I am saying, let's see what happens if we don't move at the start of this match
and
out of the strap.
Jump on him
Let's
straight down.
Watch him at least cower and try
Rob
to
Vigent
pull
Jr.,
underneath.
Todd Hutchins, Styley. So just don't let it go to the strap. Jump on that hand, crush it down to the pad.
Your aggression is usually what allows the strap to occur. And he did do exactly what I said. The truth is that the commitment of Lachlan to get in the strap is just as important as the position and the power that he demonstrates in the strap.
And once again, masterclass of getting into the strap there from Lachlan. That was spot on. Actually, the best he's done throughout the match. That was really good. Now, confidence barometer through the roof now. You can see how settled.
And it looks like he actually didn't get in the strap.
I think you're giving him the elbow foul.
I think there was an elbow foul. That is one thing. If you slip immediately, they take a look at that elbow foul, sometimes they'll see it. Even right there, really close. Was the elbow off before the connection was lost? I agree with the referees. No reason to let this thing go any further. Strap him up and let's see if the Romanian can adjust his hit and somehow stop, because right now Lachlan Adair looks like an absolute man-child here in Istanbul.
One thing is for sure, that if Andrei goes with the same soup warmed over and just runs for the back of the pad, you don't see any path to victory there for him whatsoever. He seems to be completely outgunned if this thing lands on arm and Lachlan can get rubber on the road. He's got to change something up. I'd like to see him retain that pronation and dive to the side, keep his wrists flat, and see if he can turn Lachlan palm up. Nothing to lose at this point, because the usual track, the usual route that he takes is just not going to work tonight for him.
And hopefully, too, the confidence of being up 2-0 doesn't go to Lachlan's head. There is no let-up, because I believe he has to be very careful with the Romanian. One slip-up and that pinky starts to open. Here comes that ring finger, and then all of a sudden, you can't finish.
Lachlan Adair, very confident, will look to engage. Wrist to strap as early as he can. Whoa, 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 sweet child of mine. A little bit early.
He's doing this. Can you do him first? Do him first, and I will follow. Okay.
Lachlan been watching Jerry Caderet there. A little bit of referee instruction. That's how we roll. And the Chipreanov really focused, trying to go a little bit more low hand on this occasion, kicking that wrist back, pistol grip.
A lot of confidence in Lachlan Adair, not really caring, not a great connection with those fingers. Has to be careful here. It looks like he's completely comfortable. Pay attention to that ring finger and that pinky. Does it open up when he goes sideways? The pinky's getting further away. But what a genius. I never had that in my arsenal. Nothing better than right there before it becomes a problem, you go ahead. Give that wrist. Make them change what they're trying to stop. You get that extra 2 inches. Ladies and gentlemen, outstanding athlete in Lachlan Adair and a great showing in Istanbul.
Just looking at this, the story of the match tonight, Lachlan Adair really came of age here. He did what he said he was going to do. He said he felt confident. He said that if he could get tied to the man, that the power was very much in his favor, that it would be evident early, and it was. All about the Australian start to finish. We saw Chipreanov with the very, very big elbow foul on that first hit as he tried to drive to the back of the pad, but even then, Lachlan's power was evident. The arm was robust. The elbow was in no way threatened. Had his game plan, stuck to it. He was looking for the strap all night. And it's nice to see Lachlan get some payback, Trav. This guy's put in the hours. He's had pressure, like you say. He's been thrown into very, very hard matches against world-class opposition. He was again tonight. But here, he had some balance, he had some confidence, and he got the result he came for. Good for you, Lachlan Adair.
Absolute huge Lachlan Adair fan. What an absolute great showing in Istanbul. Sir, the trajectory of your career is just getting started, and you are by far the best now in Australia, and now a credible opponent here at the East vs. West, and I couldn't be happier to watch you in your craft here. Young man, a lot of growth, a lot of commitment being showed, even the commitment to get on that airplane.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Lachlan Adair, the Anvil. It's good day for Australia today. What do you think?
Good day for Australia, finally.
Finally. So you said during the press conference, last time you was here, since then, every month you've been getting better, stronger, technical. Was there some positions where you were afraid that you might be susceptible to some bad positions?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a very thick hand, so trying to get my hand around his was a little bit of a concern, but it's okay. I can pull without my wrist too, so it's fine.
It looked like you were very comfortable when you kind of give up your wrist a little bit and just press down.
Just kept him flat. Didn't give him anywhere to go, so.
This was a classic, again, I would say, presser versus top roller match. Would you be more interested in a hook war?
Yes, please. But I don't care. I'll pull anyone. No.
So this time, slowly climbing the rankings, 115. Whoever Engen brings, you're ready to pull. I think everyone in Australia is supporting to you and very happy. Congratulations. I can't wait to see more of you.
Thank you.
Lachlan, Adair.